What's up, guys? This is Chickwire273. Basically, it's a full review of a game. Not just me let's playing one, but I'm actually going to talk about a game and highly recommend it. If you have an N64 emulator, please download this game and give it a try. This is an older game. It does have its flaws because it is dated, but for its time, it was one of the greatest games I ever played. It was a huge part of my childhood. Me and my brother played this quite a bit. It's called Duke Nukem 0 Hour. It was one of the Duke games that it was part of the series, but really it didn't get a whole lot of limelight. Nobody really knew about it. I've actually met loads of people. I tell them about this game, people who are Duke Nukem fans, and they are like, what the hell is 0 Hour? And I'm like, are you kidding me? It was N64. It was a lot better than the Duke Nukem 3D on 64. It was where Duke Nukem is in third-person view rather than first-person. And the third-person view is actually not that bad. It's weird at first. Getting used to it's hard. I really enjoy the level layouts of the game. The humor is still there, of course. Duke Nukem's humor is amazing. The guns, the arsenal is insane. I mean, I'll admit, the guns you're given make you near godlike. It's just ridiculous. You are so strong with the guns you are given, and you're giving so much ammo and so much health, so many, basically you're given the tools needed to survive. Now a lot of people will be like, well then this must be a really easy game. Well, you're fucking wrong, because there's no checkpoint system. Basically, if you die in the level, you have to restart the entire level. And yeah, that's your punishment for dying, and it's quite the punishment, because these levels are not short at all. The game is it's got a lot with time travel in it. There's, you travel back in time, travel into the future. That's why it's called 0 Hour. It's Duke Nukem with Time Machine, basically. And, the story basically is that, aliens have come and they've gone into Earth's past and changed history. So Duke Nukem has to get to a time machine, and him and basically the military, because of the location that they're at, they weren't messed with in the temporal whatever. Basically, changing the past didn't affect them. They remember their old past, and now they utilize their own time machine. They go back, and and that's basically what happens. It's an okay story. It's got its fucking problems, of course. I don't see it actually working in real life, but it's a freaking video game, and it's Duke Nukem, so we honestly don't care. We just want to be the Duke, and we want to take on hordes of enemies and save babes. That's the whole point of Duke Nukem. I think that's why Duke Nukem Forever failed, is it tried to do too much with story, and also tried to just add too many new elements to where it just wasn't, it didn't feel like a Duke Nukem game, and it was so short too that it was like, wow, this is pointless. So I really feel that 0 Hour, Duke Nukem 0 Hour, it and Manhattan Project are the two most underrated and best games of Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem 3D, the original Duke Nukem on PC, which was basically, it looked like Doom, used the same, same engine pretty much. It was good. It isn't like the best thing in the world. I'm not a big fan. I don't put my time into that game. I beat it on all the difficulties. I'm done. I don't really care about it. It was a great game. It was when they took Duke Nukem from a 2D side-scroller into a actual action-packed, crazy, awesome game. 0 Hour goes further than that and adds real depth to the world of Duke Nukem. You have so many enemies to fight, and the worlds you go to, the Old West, Old England. You even fight Jack the Ripper. I mean, the game is amazing, and the bosses are odd as hell. The first boss is a giant pig on a tank. Okay, and then there's bosses where it's a giant scorpion, and I don't know. The game's just all over the place. The final boss is out of fucking nowhere, and he doesn't look like anything that would lead lizard and pig people. I mean, it's just odd. Basically, just take this shit for the grain of salt, okay? Just don't worry about the story. Don't worry about the plot. You can't. If you sat there and worried about that, then you would give this game a bad grade. If that's what you care about in a video game, then this isn't the kind of game you want to play. You're obviously one of those gamers who really likes a story involved, and that's just your cup of tea, and that's how it works. With Duke Nukem, it's more about just having fun and shooting the fuck out of shit and enjoying the experience. That's what Duke Nukem has always been about. That's what I love about Duke Nukem. And if I had to grade this out of, let's say, just a scale of 10, for Duke Nukem 0 Hour, I would give it a 9. Now, if you're talking compared to games nowadays, of course, it's pretty low because the graphics suck and the controls are horrendous compared to new games. But for back then, I'm talking about when I was a kid, this game stood out. I mean, it was one of my favorite games. And one of my favorite, like, shooters of the time. So, highly recommend it. I hope you guys enjoy. If you would like, I recommend going to coolrom.com and downloading the N64 ROM, playing it on an emulator. Just highly advise that you have a gamepad when you play it on the PC. Let's say if you have an N64 actual console and you find the actual copy of this game, contact me because I will buy both off of you. I'm not kidding. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and